Hey guys, so I'm just making this quick little addition to section 2.2. This is for those of us who don't remember how to plot lines on the graph. So assume we're given this equation, and we can recognize this as a line by slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b. But assuming you didn't know that and you wanted to plot this, how would you do so? Well, remember that we said that the difference between an equation like this and an equation like this was that the first one here, this is talking about finding a solution for the problem. So in general, what will this look like is you have a line, the number line to be exact, and you're trying to find what number on the number line solves this equation. So what number times 2 plus 11 is equal to 21? And so the answer here is just 1 point on the number line. This is because there is only one variable in this equation. But the second you get two variables in an equation, and to be specific, x and y, you're going to be getting a relationship between x and y. How does y relate to x? And so you can kind of sketch this out by plugging in values for x. Remember, we called the x the independent variable. And y is the dependent variable. And so all this means is that y depends on x. X is independent, it can do what it wants. So how do you sketch a graph of this? You plug in values for x, and you see what you get for y. So if we were plugging in a value of 2, you would say y is equal to 2 and replace the x with the values and see what number you get. So let's go ahead and do this for the 3 points that we've listed. And so 2 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6. So here we have 4, we have 6. And then 2 times 1 is negative 2, plus 4 is positive 2. And so if we wanted to kind of sketch this out really quickly, we have y equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we really only need negative 1, 0, and 1 for x. So x is 0, y is 4. That's that point. X is 1, y is 6. That's that point. And x is negative 1, y is 2. That's that point. And so we could, you'll have to excuse my drawings, but that's essentially what the line of the graph looks like. Now, why is it when we have this in slope intercept form, right, in the form y equals mx plus b, why do we no longer need these tables? Well, it's because once you understand the behavior of a line, all you really need is 1 point, and if you know the slope, you can find the rest. And so what do I mean by that? Well, if I do another sketch here, right, slope intercept form talks about the y-intercept. So we already know the y-intercept is 4. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then via the slope, and remember slope is, we call it m, but it's slope. And what does slope mean? Well, it's rise over run. And so the rise is 2, and so that means go up 2 and then run to the right 1. And so you can see that if we start at the point 0, 4, this means add 1 to x, because if our m is equal to 2, which tells us that the rise over run is equal to 2 over 1, that means we're going to be adding 2 to y and adding 1 to x. So if we add 2 to y, we'll get to 6, and add 1 to x, we'll get to 1. And so you can see that this ordered pair is actually right here. Likewise, m equals 2 is equal to negative 2 over negative 1, right? Because that means negative over negative is a positive, right? And so if we start at this point again, 0, this means subtract 2 from y. Well, that gives us 2. Subtract 1 from 0, that's going to give us negative 1. And you can see that point is right here. So once you understand the behavior of a line, right, 1, 2, 1, you don't really need a table anymore. You can just use your understanding of the behavior of a general line to graph a sketch of it. So I'm going to throw this into the lecture just so it can be a good reminder of what lines are all about.